So welcome to lesson 16, using a business service. So just like we can use a business object within code, we can also use a business service, an existing business service. And we're going to actually revisit some code that we've seen before, creating a to-do and a log, that we did actually directly using helper methods, GTOs, but this time we can use an existing business service. So if I go to the code, you will see that I'm revisiting the create to do and log example. And we can see that in the system there is actually a existing to do entry business service. So if I actually go to my the actual application, we can see it that way. And this is a framework business service which creates a to-do. And we're going to be using that framework to-do service within the code. So we can actually see this is the exact same code that we saw previously. However, instead of creating, if you remember, we're seeing whether there actually exists a to-do. And if the a minute, I just want to change the code. It's this example that I want to have a look at. It's this example over here. If I have a look, you will see that we are going to be checking to see if the to-do exists, and if there are no to-dos, we create a new to-do. And this time when we create a to-do, we're going to be using the to-do the add to do entry that we saw, and we set a business service by using a business service instance, very similar to a business object instance. We create it, and then we set the different values. And once we have created the values, we then we actually just do execute on the business service dispatcher to actually run and create the business service. So this is a way within code, within Java, to actually run a business service similar to how you would do in config tools. And so we have an example like this for the to-do. And we have another one also for the log. Log before we used a special helper, but here we can class, but here we can actually use it directly with a business service. So we see over here as well that we have another framework add log service, and we're using the same schema that we have generally. We're going to have to populate the schema with the values that we need, and we will get the result that we need. So when we actually go back to the code, we are going to, at the bottom, add the log. We add in the values, and these are the particular elements that need to be filled in, and we execute with the dispatcher to create the log. So just an example to show how business services can be consumed by Java as well as through config tools, and another way to update and to deal with data.